evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am so happy to be here with a dear friend. Now we know each other. We didn't before, but I'm excited to be interviewing Nanda here. She is a very special person in my life, and I really felt her story is really important to hear for other women, other men, just to hear what's happened with us on this protocol and with metabolic health. You've been through so much, both you and your husband, and it's been quite a transformation. So I really wanted to bring you on here today. So let me introduce you and go ahead and tell everybody who you are. Go ahead, Nanda.
My name is Nanda Brown. I'm married to Frank Brown. I've got a couple of great kids and some great grandkids. We're basically out of Arizona, Oregon, Wyoming. You pick one of them. We're a few different states.
Good
So,
one.
so anyway, that's who I am.
Okay, and where are you living at right now at this moment? Because I know you move around quite a bit.
We're in Arizona right now, like snowbirds do.
Okay, excellent. So you're in the warmth, not the
Yeah,
cold like the rest of the country is suffering.
yeah, it's 60 something degrees today. It's really horrible.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say it's horrible because it's colder here, but anyways, thank you for being here. And we are going to share something like that's transforming many, many lives. It's transformed my life, and it's two simple tools we're going to talk about using extra fiber, both soluble and insoluble fiber before meals. But also, we're going to talk about reducing meal frequency, intermittent fasting, and we have some great tools that will help you do that. So we'll talk a little bit about that first, but Nanda, tell me about your journey. How did you hear about this protocol? I'm very curious.
I was on Facebook, and a girlfriend of mine that I'd followed for a while had been having these fantastic results with this product that was something to do with insulin resistance. And I didn't know what it was. I had maybe heard about it once or twice, but all of a sudden I'm realizing that the symptoms that they were talking about were the same symptoms that my husband was having, and it was scaring me that he was going through the situations that he was. At the time, his exhaustion was more than he could handle. I was having a hard time convincing him that, okay, there's something going on here. We need to get it fixed. One of the symptoms of the insulin resistance was skin tags. And I said, honey, how long have you had skin tags? And he says, oh, probably 10 years. Well,
Wow.
we know at this point that all this insulin resistance and this metabolic health, this is all years in the making. And so the things that I was concerned about was his exhaustion, his sleep apnea, his weight gain. He had gained 45 pounds. Nothing that we did would help. His stomach was as hard as a rock. He felt awful. I mean, he would wake up in the morning after sleeping all night, and he would fall asleep in the chair. I actually seen him stand up and fall asleep. These were things that were scaring me. And then, of course, the depression comes in. He was very, very depressed, and all I knew was I needed to save him. So when
Well, I remember when we talked the first time you'd called me
Mhm,
and you brought up Frank
mhm,
and how worried you were because you didn't think he was going to be around much longer with the trajectory he was going on. I
right.
remember that very clearly.
Yes, and it was a serious emotion for me. I mean, I was worried. He keeps telling me that he's fine, but I know better now. But anyway, I was worried that I was going to lose him, and at the same time, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I've got some serious issues too. I was diagnosed with liver fibrosis because of a medication that I've taken for the last over 40 years. The doctor was trying to put me on blood pressure medication. I was worried about those things. However, all of our years at 63, I pretty much had figured out how to gain weight and not ever lose any. And I thought I was okay, I'm going to be stuck this way for the rest of my life. That's really what I thought. But, maybe I need to take this too. So we both started taking it.
That's awesome. What you just mentioned though is about I'm going to settle to look like this. This is probably what my trajectory is. It's just
Yeah.
like when we get some of these conditions related to insulin resistance, we just think it's aging.
Right.
It's really not. So do you mind if I quickly share a picture of you and Frank? Can I do that?
Go ahead.
Okay, and then, okay, I'll share it because you sent these to me and it's quite remarkable what's happened to you. Have they popped up for you?
Yes.
So talk about this picture. I mean, look, you were talking about Frank's stomach.
Oh, yeah,
That's visceral fat.
it is. That's killing him
Mhm.
right there. Yeah. I was, it, I don't think he's actually looked at this picture since I took it. I might need to show it to him to show him how great he looks. But anyway, yeah, those days were I was sad. I mean, that day on that picture, I would say that he really wanted to just take his life.
That's really, and I believe a lot of people might be in that situation. I know when I put on weight I'd never had before and I couldn't get it off, you become desperate.
Yes,
And we sometimes go to things that we wouldn't normally do, you know. So
right,
yeah, that visceral fat is very dangerous because it's choking all your organs inside. And
right.
we see a lot of people like that now. And look at you. So when did you both get started? Was that like July of
Ju-
2025?
July 4th.
Both of you.
Yes,
Oh, it was
yes.
what it was like July 4th.
Well,
You
the funny thing about it was we got it July 3rd. And I said to Frank, I said, well, do you want to wait until after the 4th? Because we were going to be with family. And he said, why? That's all I needed to hear.
Well, I'm thankful he listened to you to do this, the both of you. And what we're talking about, we have two tools here. One of them um, comes from the mate plant. We sip on this. I call this my liquid willpower in a bottle. It helps make reduced meal frequency, like if you're fasting, much easier. You don't get the headaches, you don't get the cravings. This is like food control, like it gets rid of the food noise. That's what I was trying to say. So it's remarkable. And we just sip on this. And then the other tool that we're using, because I know people are going, well, what have you guys used to have these kind of results, is adding both soluble, insoluble fiber just before you eat your biggest meal. So we're talking about not dieting, not counting calories, just adding these two tools here to your lifestyle. And Nanda, let me ask you a simple question like, what does your day look like with these two supplements?
What's really nice is I don't have to think about breakfast.
Hmm.
I really, I don't know. I've had to make breakfast. We haven't had breakfast since July 3rd, but anyway, it's just really nice to not have to worry about one of those meals. And so we just don't, we take the tea in the morning. We both of us have that. Um, Frank adds a product called Stronghold to his. And then I go through until lunch. I actually have lunch, and I always focus on a good protein and a good fat. And then after that, I have another tea, which takes me through the rest of the day. And sometimes I add another tea because it makes you feel so fabulous that you're so clear, you think so clear, everything is just, your energy is through the roof. And so anyway, I really don't see us ever not taking this product. But anyway, that's usually my day. Then for dinner we have our
Mhm.
fiber drink before we have dinner. And Frank, he doesn't eat lunch anymore. He usually has at least a 20-hour fast every day. And
Mhm.
and sometimes he's actually gone to 58. So
Wow.
58 hours. So anyway, he really, really likes how it makes him feel when he's not eating all the time. And that's the unfortunate thing, that as a child of the 60s and going through the 80s and learning how to eat wrong your entire life. I mean, shoot, I hate to say it, but Weight Watchers, they teach you to eat, 3 to 6 times a day, but little meals. Well, no, that's going to keep your insulin up the whole day. And then and this is exactly why he couldn't lose any weight, because I was going by the rules that I had been given all of my life. And I was
Yeah.
trying to do it wrong. And I almost feel like, in fact, I felt that way in the very beginning. I had gotten him there because that's what I had learned. And so, but I'm so thankful. I'm more thankful than I can even imagine. I can express.
Well, you have to know that it's not your fault. I'm glad you're not feeling that it's your fault that you did that with him, because I've been in the wellness space for over 25 years, teaching people how to exercise, how to eat. And yes, people lost weight, or if they were trying to get in better shape, but I was taught the same thing. That's what we're taught. And it was so wrong. I mean, I was teaching people wrong. I felt guilty too, but I'm so thankful. I wish I would have learned this many, many years ago, because if we're eating, just if we're even putting a nut in our mouth, like you grab a handful of nuts or something, you are increasing your insulin levels, which in turn makes it so your insulin is high, your blood sugar is high. And all of a sudden, you go to the doctor one day and he says you're type 2 diabetic. And you go, how did this happen? It didn't happen overnight. It happened over, months, maybe 5 years. It can take 2 decades before all of a sudden we're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And these are all things that are lifestyle related. They're
Right.
reversible. And I am so thankful you actually heard about this and you saw your friend on Facebook and you were able to share this with you and your husband. So totally, I'm going to go back to the picture. How much weight have both of you lost? Let me just share this picture one more time here. There we go. So this is you. How much, I mean, you can see it, I can see it in the pictures, but how many inches did you lose? How much weight did you lose?
I don't know how many inches.
Mhm.
I lost 22 pounds in 3 months. But I went from a size 14 to an 8 in 2 months. So
Wow.
the inches came off faster than the weight did. So a lot of people, when they're getting on the scale and the weight's not coming off, then you better start paying attention to how your clothes are fitting. But
Yeah.
anyway, now I think I'm wearing a size 6 now. But and the thing that I feel happy about is when I went and had my liver ultrasound done the last time, the person that was taking the scan told me that my liver now does not look like the same liver that I had before. So
Wow.
so they're still classifying it as fibrosis. I'm going to figure that out. I'm just going to keep going and it's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. So I'm happy about that. And my doctor was trying to put me on blood pressure medications and I don't need that anymore now either. I've avoided so many things. And when it comes to Frank, he lost 35 pounds, actually 38 pounds now. His sleep apnea is gone. And that, I don't know if anybody out there has had sleep apnea and, or your husband or your spouse, and they don't breathe while they're
That's
sleeping.
scary.
It's scary. And I love
Mhm.
it now. I love it. He doesn't have sleep apnea anymore. He's cut his blood pressure medications in half. He didn't have to go on any of the other, I mean, because he was type 2 diabetic. I mean, his triglycerides were through the roof. He was absolutely insulin resistant. And the only way that I would have known anything about this is because my friend cared enough to share it on her Facebook page.
That's like an intervention. I
It
mean, it
is.
just seems like, and lucky you were there that moment to look. I mean, I look at your
Mhm.
husband now,
Uh-huh.
Frank, and I look at your picture. This was in Las Vegas. You were there for an event. You look fantastic. I mean, when I look at something like this, I go, you guys even look younger,
Yeah,
you know?
I think so. I really do
So
think so.
have people noticed?
Oh, I had somebody say to me the other day, "You are unrecognizable." I guess that's good.
It is good. More people need to hear about this because, oh, this is one thing I wanted to bring up. I almost forgot. You know, that drink, the Unamate that we drink,
Mhm.
this here has been shown to, okay, let me back up. GLP-1 is a hormone that we produce in our body. And everybody's hearing this GLP-1 now. It's like a craze because people are desperate, right? So they're getting these injections done, and those are synthetic. Those are not your own hormone. It's already in your body, produced in your gut. This here, by sipping on this during the day, it's going to increase your own production of GLP-1 in your gut, because it's a hormone, by 67%. That is like unbelievable. And, I was talking to someone the other day. I don't know where I saw this. Maybe I read about it, but those GLP-1 shots only increase it by between 6 to 7%. And those are
Wow.
synthetic. So this is 67%. Why would you not want to do something that's natural and not without side effects? I mean, we have kids that are 9 years old already with fatty liver.
Right,
And it's not alcoholic fatty liver. It's not from drinking
right,
alcohol.
right.
But I mean, so it's the food environment. It's not our fault. We need to not blame ourselves. Our foods are processed, everything's modified, and we become desperate out there. And that's why we're doing this interview here, because people need to hear about this.
Right.
This is so easy. Drink the Unamate twice a day and you take the fiber once a day with your biggest meal, and it's two tools that just make it easy. And it's only like $5 a day. I mean,
This is important. This is something that I'm very passionate about. This is the easiest, most effective tool I've ever seen in my entire life. And I have been in the health space for most of
mhm.
my adult life. I've been on diets most of my adult life, and I've done on
Me too.
everything. But I tell you, I've never seen something so easy and inexpensive. Trust me. I mean, yes, it's about $5 a day. That's easy. Some people might not think so, but we save so much money on groceries. It's
Well, you're eliminated the
amazing.
snacks. You've
Well,
eliminated
yeah,
all the
it's like
snacking, and then
go to
you're like
Costco, you completely avoid most of those snacks.
I was going to say the same thing. I mean, I tell the story and it's really funny, but it's the honest truth. Every time I walk to the grocery store, even to run in and grab a bag of coffee, or you need some groceries.
Yeah,
You know how at checkout they have all that junk food? Well,
yeah,
it's there for a reason. They want to keep
sure.
us buying this crap, and we're addicted anyways. So I used to grab like potato chips or Cheetos because I'm a salt person. And I'm telling you, I'd sit in my car as I turned my car on, I'd rip those bags open, and guess what I was doing? Eating them on the way home. And I know they were gone before I got home most of the time. That's how bad I was with snacking. And this has totally stopped that. And the money, if you actually sat down and figure out every time you put something in your mouth, how often you're doing that and jacking up your insulin and glucose, and then the money you're saving is phenomenal. We don't realize it
It
till
really
we
is.
actually, yeah, it's phenomenal. You can't even
And
buy McDonald's meal for $5.
well, and the thing is it's easy. It's easy. You don't think about food anymore. You really, really don't think about food. I mean, occasionally my stomach will growl and I'll tell it, okay, I'm sorry, but you're in fat burning mode right now. So you're just going to have to deal with it. But I mean, you know, and then I drink my Unamate and it goes away. It says, okay, I get it. Okay, so I don't have conversations with my stomach all the time, but
Well, it's okay, we do. I think we all talk to ourselves or our stomachs sometimes. No, but thank you for bringing all that up because it's remarkable. And what I am so excited about, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. We may not see them now, but we'll see them after we finish. We'll answer your questions. And if you have questions on this protocol and where to get it, reach out to Nanda. You can reach out to me. The company that we get it from has been around for over 30 years. They're in 63 countries. And here's what they do. They give us, when you get on this, and we'll give you the link that we use to get it for ourselves because we get a discount. So you get a discount link, and when you order it, they give you a 90-day money back guarantee. I had never heard that. I mean, I've bought shakes, I've joined gyms, I've bought meals delivered to the door, those prepackaged frozen meals. No one ever said, if you're not happy after 90 days, we'll give you all your money back. You don't even have to return anything. This company does that. And they give you this amazing phone app that you can keep track. So if when you drink your Unamate, when you take your fiber, when you eat, you just put everything in there, and then it's telling you what's happening in your fasting window. Because when we are not eating all the time, we give our body a break, our cells can heal. That's why we're getting more energy, and our skin is nicer. Our hair is nicer, our fingernails, everything, because your body's repairing in that time. We're not starving. Listen, we got enough in our love handles to keep us going for months without having to worry about not fasting. So, anyways, I'm excited that you are sharing this today.
well,
More
I
people.
appreciate you giving me this opportunity and love you dearly. And I'm just so thankful that I can't even express that enough. I mean, I feel like it saved my husband's life. I became a distributor because I wanted to help save other people's lives also. And that's been kind of a fun thing too, because I get to watch other people and everybody's calling and saying, oh my gosh, I want to be the distributor too. Like, so
It's because you're on a mission now.
I am.
Your husband and you, and then you have other people that you've shared this with.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're on a mission. I am too. I mean, how can you not talk about something like this?
Right, exactly.
And I wish we would have found it when we were in our 20s, but we're not. So
Oh my
better
Lord.
late than never.
We would not have been, we wouldn't have gotten where we were. Holy smoke. Yeah. But anyway.
So I'm going to ask you a question to maybe give the audience. If you were to give the audience listening today one bit of advice, because this sounds amazing, and maybe they're a little skeptical, what would you say to everybody that's watching this and will be watching this on replays?
I would just have to say, like I said earlier, this is the easiest, most, it works. It absolutely works. And it's the most effective tool I've ever seen in my entire life. And you might not believe me, but believe me for 90 days. That's all we ask.
There you go.
90 days. Believe me for 90 days. And then then get your money back if you're not happy. But I tell you one thing, your life will be changed. Your body will be changed. Your health will be changed in 90 days.
It will be. And I think that's great advice because you get the money back guarantee. So absolutely listen to Nanda. She's a walking billboard for your husband too. And I really appreciate you. And just chat with us, get back with us. We're here to serve you and help you get your metabolic health in life. And there's one more thing I want to say. This is not a weight loss program. You do not have to diet on this or count calories. Just add it to your lifestyle. Like Nanda was saying, it's simple, 2 tools, and it will change you. And if you have weight to lose, guess what? There's a nice side effect. You will lose it. So it does everything. It helps heal you at a metabolic level, your gut health and everything. So thank you, Nanda. I appreciate you for being here tonight.
Well,
I know we're going to
appreciate
hear
you.
a lot more from you later on. So thank you
Absolutely.
very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And any questions, get in touch with us. Have a great night.